to say to anyone. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to BNI. It's me, Gene, your host for tonight's show. I'm joined by just Asim. It's just me and him today.
Oh, Ben's coming on.
Huh?
I thought Ben's coming on.
Ben's not coming on. Ben's busy today. Ben's out working away from home. So unfortunately,
nice.
Ben
You probably didn't tell him. You probably didn't tell him. I know you too well. You had one day because I play badminton on a Thursday. So you know what? Me being me, I send them the thumbnail at around 6:30, people. 6:30, I send them an email, a thumbnail, and I say, boys, I'll be at badminton. As you know, I've not got rid of this cough. So as soon as the weather changes, I can't shake this off for 2-3 weeks. So I hope it don't last for 2-3 weeks because it has been for the last 5-6 years. But they on a beer. Anyway, I sent him a thumbnail at 6:30. And they got tweeted about 14 minutes ago by Dean or Junior. Well, at least they got tweeted. You're making progress, but I know you did not tell the poor fella.
Okay.
Yes or no?
Can I just say something? Regardless of me telling him, he wasn't gonna come on today because he was working away from home.
Hey, Chinese shit.
You can message him if you don't believe me, right? I'm not China. Yes, I had the voices came to me that don't message Ben because Ben is away, working away. So I didn't message him. And then you asked me to ask him. I asked him and he goes, unfortunately, I'm working away from home, Gene. I can't make it until the weekend. And I was like, there you go. See, I did the right thing then, didn't I? Anyway, here we are, guys.
You know what would be nice? If the ref joins us today.
Oh, you're a Tuesday, Abid, Meti Manija. I will rate you. I know you've been on this FA course that somebody's paid for about 3 days. I know you were sat next to what's his name, Jay Spearing. So why don't you come on? Manija, I'll send you the link, Abid. Asim, I'll tell you what, you know what? Let's do a bit.
You know what would be nice?
Go on.
If Abid comes on and Farouk shows his face.
Come on, man.
We know who this is.
You're dying to come on. Aija. Go on. I'll send you. Put the link on Farouk. You come up on stage today. Go on, Asim. You know what? Put up the link. Let them come. Whoever
Are we going to let people in?
Let them in, yeah. Today, let them in. Let's have a laugh with the
Junior. What to do is put the StreamYard link in and pin it up in the chat. You know what? You're right. We've had such a big, massive summer. We've been chatting shit for the last 3-4 months. It's international break. Let's hear the people, man. Let's hear the people.
Let's have a bit of a laugh, man. It would be good to have a I need my karak chai.
Has he treated you yet?
You know, Asim, he rings me today. He goes, so why haven't you called me for the past few days? You should have rang me and said, let's go out for food. He's saying I should be treating him. He injured me, but I should be treating him the tight game. Anyway, he's taking me out over the next few days for a nice steak. So I'm looking forward.
Has he ever treated you?
Yes, sometimes. To be fair to him.
After how many times? How many times did you treat him?
Oh, a lot more times than he's treated me. A lot more. But now I've got him by the bees now, where I realize saying one week is you and 1 week is me. So we take it in turns now.
Bloody hell, he's like a husband and wife, you two.
After me, get down the ones that be flipping 500 pound down a month just because of this guy's food.
Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, there's the StreamYard link, people. Call in, talk about the transfer. Are we sure? Are we not? Talk about our forward line, defensive line, Guehi, who our transfer targets should be in January, what you think about the story so far, how we played. Gene's going to pick up his takeaway. He's got a ring on the door. And, that was quick. Bloody hell, gone Fame. Fame sorting something out in the back. But yeah, Gene's getting his takeaway in. Fahim is making his way into the StreamYard. Call in people. Unless you know what we're gonna do. I think Fahim is a newbie. We're gonna try to prioritize newbies. I hope those regular callers will understand. Call in. You never know how long the queue or short the queue is backstage. But if you don't mind us tonight, if we see 4 or 5 people waiting and we juggle it around, and then please understand that's the reason why. Let's hear from some newbies today. Okay, let's go to the first caller. You know what? I talked about for him making his way in. He's just gone. I'm just gonna saw a comment. Abid, stop chatting rubbish in the chat, man. And if you want to come on and grow up here and come on and talk about Liverpool, and since we never have an agenda, but you have to understand there has been a bit quiet. Fahim's back in. I'll see if he is. Fahim, if you don't mind, just turn on your video so we see a face as well. That would be nice. One question, go. Okay, yeah, get your questions in as well. Ask away, whether it's Liverpool, whether it's anything. It doesn't have to be football. If you want to ask away today, then we're here to serve. We're going to be picking the team tonight as well. We're going to be picking the team tonight. I don't know if you predicted the team earlier on during the day, Gene, but let's pick the team today because I think there might be a few surprises. Fahim's having trouble. He keeps going in and out as well. Shaq with the first question. Gene, best player from Liverpool that did best in international games. You know, Shaq, I do not have a clue. Why? I literally did not watch a minute of international football. Sometimes if I come home, something's on, England are on, I might watch 20, 30 minutes. I honestly did not watch 1 minute.
I did. I thought Conor Bradley had a really good game. I
Did you?
watched a bit of Wirtz in the first game. When game he scored, he did all right. I didn't watch the Soboslai game. Salah, I watched the first game. I thought Salah played really well. Salah played actually really well.
Really?
The one that he scored a
You watched
penalty.
the Egypt game?
Yeah, because it was on.
What?
Obviously, Salah and Asim, I have to watch a bit of Salah. I didn't watch Guehi, if I'm honest. Not really, didn't really watch. To be honest with you, Asim, I think the transfer window burnt the shit out of us. I couldn't be asked watching too much football, especially over the last week and a half. I'm just glad that I had a bit of a break.
Yeah. Okay, let's get the first caller in. Niman, what's happening, brother? How are we doing? What's going on?
You keep vaping away, bro.
I've been entertained by you two tonight. That's why.
Chicken this year, chicken this.
Yeah, let him off. Go on.
How are we
It's
doing,
not-
Niman? Everything good?
Alhamdulillah. Can you hear me, boys?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Yeah.
The floor's yours, bro.
I'm good. It's been a good summer. To be fair, I was talking to the boys on the group as well with regards to what we signed. And I know everyone was upset about Guehi not getting over the line. But to be fair, if we was to tell everyone what we would have done prior to the summer starting, I think it was just Sheen and Avi that was saying there's going to be a summer of madness. But let's be honest, no one believed it until it actually happened. What do you think? Do you think we're still a little bit short at the back, maybe left wing? Are we happy with everything? Are we?
Man, have you come on for me to get a load of shit again? I said Liverpool's transfer summer is an 8 out of 10, and I was getting messages on Twitter saying, "Asim, you're an ungrateful bastard." So I'm not speaking tonight.
So let's leave it to Gene then. Gene, what do you think?
Look, I'll be honest. I've made myself perfectly clear on this. I thought we had an unbelievable summer, in terms of ingoings and outgoings, and the slight little issue at the end was obviously we didn't get Guehi over the line, which for me would have been the perfect 10. I think if we weren't linked to Guehi, I would have given it a 10. But because we were linked to Guehi last minute, we nearly had him. We were so close of getting him, and then it didn't happen. It slightly put a dampener on it, and it shouldn't really, but it did deep down. Let's face it. I think by the end, when the day the window closed, even though we signed Alexander Isak, which was a unbelievable signing, Guehi did put a dampener on it. So I gave it a 9 out of 10. Of course, look, we're slightly short on the left wing department because we lost Diaz, didn't really replace him. But I'm not too fussed because for me, we signed Florian Wirtz in the forward line, so I was happy with that. In everywhere else, I think we covered ourselves with proper glory in terms of who we signed, the players we wanted to sign. We got, I would say, 90% of the players we wanted, we got over the line, and these were all the number one targets. So come on, we have to be really, really chuffed with the business that we did over the summer. But which signing stood out for you? Obviously, look, we signed a few that.
The one and only Gene has to be Isak. We've
Yeah.
all been crying for Isak for over a year. Getting him over the line, I can't wait to see him in a shirt, to be fair. Hopefully get some minutes on the weekend as well.
Yeah.
Are you boys going to watch the game, or you doing a live watch along?
Watch along. Me panga kinikinda yeah about this watch. Honestly, yeah, just flipping. You know what? Somebody did say to us, you lot are gonna regret doing watch alongs. And I was like, how we can have a laugh between us, but he goes, you guys are so engrossed in going to watch the games that it's difficult when that's taken away from you. And bro, I've already felt it, man. The couple of games that the one game that we missed, and the two games that we went to were fantastic games. But yeah, man, it's a watch along for us. So
to be fair, I think we missed out watch alongs on the first 3 games. Imagine the watch along with Gene with them last minute winners going mental for 90 minutes and then going crazy at the end. So
man, that's the first thing I said to him when he walked out of Newcastle. I said, you joker. I said something else I can't repeat, but I go, you know what? Imagine that. You be an internet phenomenon now. I'm telling you.
He already is.
Gene would have left B&R by now. He'd be a millionaire.
Nah, yeah, come on, man. It's just, but you know what? I'm so, look, end of the day, I was there to witness it. So there's no better buzz than being there. But of course, obviously, the watch alongs are a laugh, man. Especially when they're all together, you let it all out. It needs to come out. But I'm actually really looking forward to the ones coming up, especially the Everton game. I'm really looking forward to that watch along. And look, Champions League games are Champions League games. There's always nail biting games. So I'm looking forward to that, man. Where are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm from Bolton.
Acha, so you're from Bolton.
Oh, do you know nobody called Abid from Bolton?
So Abid, the one in the group, is from Bolton?
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't know.
No, he's not in that group.
Which group?
Abid's a tight game, paying £5 a month. Abid's a referee.
Not in the group. He's not in the group, no man.
He's a professional referee and he's a coach. Mashallah, bless him. You have a laugh with him. He's a coach.
Oh my.
I don't want to mention the club because end of the day, you don't want people to know too much. But he's a professional coach as well, and he's a good lad. I go to Bolton quite often. Next time I'm there, shout me.
Inshallah. I seen Asim once, to be fair, in Phillies. I think it was after the United game.
Was it?
It was after the United game. I seen Asim. I'm looking at him, I'm thinking,
yes,
Asim. I've given him salam, and you was in the car. I should have come and give you salam, to be fair.
Asim did say to me, I remember him saying, I just met somebody who knew us. I was like, fair play.
Yeah, you in the car.
Asim was starstruck himself. He was like, am I a celebrity?
Of course. Well, man, I want to ask you what your rating is for Liverpool's transfer window.
We can't be all ungrateful like you, Asim. It has to be 10, Yara.
10?
Isak, Ekatike, Kirkes, Frimpong, Leone. Wow. I think the problem was with the signings. We got so many of them done so early. The drama with Isak that got dragged out for weeks. The Guehi last day, is it happening? Is it not happening? I think it was a little bit frustrating just the way it ended. It started brilliantly. I can't give it anything other than a 10. Regardless of that, I still feel like we're a little bit short at the back.
So how's it a 10 then?
It just has to be a 10. We've gone and done something that has never been done by us before. We've been crying for years and years. We don't spend. We don't sit on the top table. We don't go for the best of the best. Fair. We did that. Okay, we missed out on 1 or 2 players, but to end up with Isak and Florian Wirtz, just them two alone, is a 10 for me.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess you have to look at it the way that how well Liverpool sold as well. I still feel I genuinely believe Liverpool internally will feel they're one short. That's my personal opinion. Um, if you hear what Arnie Slot said a week ago before this bought Alexander Isak, and he said we're looking for at least one attacker, and I think I've said it before on record. I thought after the week he said something different. He sort of downplayed and managed expectations really well. I thought he might have got a bit of a slap on the wrist, but I think internally they will think, and the reason why I think that is Luis Diaz. Um, Obviously, the narrative coming out from the club, Neman, is going to be Rio's pathway, and although there's a lot of truth in that, but at the end of the day, he's 16, and over the years, we've gone from Sadio Mane to Bobby Firmino to Origi, and Origi gave us some great moments, but at the end of the day, he still wasn't good enough to be, that really. And we got lucky in a way where those three, generally speaking, more Mane and Salah than Bobby, but generally speaking, as a three, did stay fit. But boy, did they give us some glorious moments. They gave us some unbelievable performances. But we always thought that we had about 13, 14 players, and that's about it. And maybe that's the reason why. And it's fine margins at the top. And I don't want to compare it to that because our depth of squad is a lot better. And the manager has gone on record to talk about he really wants a close-knit unit. But I think he's learned a few lessons as well, coming from the Dutch league, coming to the Premier League, and he's realized, you know what, you don't probably survive with 13, 14 players, even though he did try his best to do that. But we have to look at our injury record. The players, there's too many players who've got a question mark. And although the guys deserve huge credit of keeping the likes of, Ibu Konate fit and many others who've had a question mark against them, you put another 12 months of football in their legs, you think you need to do more. But when you look at Liverpool's window, they have replaced quality with crazy quality, and you have to give them a lot of credit. But look, I don't want to sound ungrateful, and I'm not, and I hope I don't come across as ungrateful, but I want Liverpool to go really, really deep in the Champions League as well. And I thought, last season when we played the likes of Newcastle in a couple of games, Everton, Villa, who else did we play? The cup final against Newcastle as well, PSG, 2 legs. I thought Liverpool looked a bit leggy, but I think we just don't have that profile of player in Luis Diaz, because I thought Luis Diaz was an integral part to our team. And it's not about replacing Luis Diaz's output as such. It's just that profile of player. You're going from Cody Gakpo, you're giving him a lot of responsibility. And you're going to tell me, look, Florian Wirtz can play that position. He can do a job. He's been doing it for Germany for many years, and he's done it for Bayer Leverkusen over the couple of years as well. But I would have liked one more. But you can't deny that what you just said, Liverpool spent around £430 million, obviously recouped probably more than half of that. And it was, and even if we nobody read about Gene and Avi, like you say, predicted a summer of madness and the Great Reset, you probably think even if we did know, it was more or less impossible to get so much business done in one window. And when you take a step back and reflect upon that, then you have to say, you know what, take your hat off to them. And we forget what they also did at the back end or just before the summer of madness kicked in, is many fans, forget about pundits, Liverpool fans, non-Liverpool fans thought that the likes of Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk and Trent will leave. I think it was a mini miracle that Liverpool managed to keep hold of 2 out of 3. And I think when we talk about the transfer window, we have to mention these 2 signings as well. And getting them signed up for an extension of 2 years was unbelievable negotiation. And it was a sign of what's to come in the summer with the window. So look, hats off. And I should have given him a 10 out of 10 just on the basis of I met the great Richard Hughes. So look, I just thought I just wanted one more attacker because I say, Rio is probably going to be a revelation, and he'll probably, not surprise us because we know what he's capable of. But someone mentioned in the chat a couple of shows ago that if Cody Gakpo gets injured, then can you expect, or would you be comfortable with Rio as a kid during Christmas fixtures, for example, to start 5-6 games? And look, although he's crazily mad talented, I think for Liverpool to be champions, to be playing a 16-year-old starting 5-6 games in a row as the direct replacement, then you can talk about Szoboszlai, you can talk about Wirtz, but they're not direct replacements. Let's be honest. But yeah, that's my view. But it's Burnley at the weekend, Naman. How do you see Liverpool lining up? Can we expect a few surprises?
I think we're going with the same team. I see Szoboszlai playing right back. Was he your right back? Your effing right back?
Just in case you didn't hear about it.
Yeah, so I'd play him right back. I know Bradley's back. Frimpong's been training as well. But
yeah,
I think just the way he's been performing there, he needs to be in the team. And I'm a big McAllister fan. I think McAllister, Gravenberch, no one can play instead of Gravenberch. He's our only player in the 6. Baka has to play. You can't drop Wirtz. If we drop Wirtz from the back of the 3 games he's had, I think it'll knock his confidence. We have to go with the same team. Give us that 20 minutes at the end.
20 minutes?
Okay, 30 minutes for you, Asim.
I was expecting about 10.
Well, he's been training. He was at Real Sociedad training. Yeah, he's not played any games. He got a few minutes on the international break. So why not?
No, but he wasn't training with me and you or his mates. He was training with his agent, man.
That agent's a Liverpool fan, I think. He's done a brilliant job. To be fair, we was talking about Isak last season. He's not one to do something like this. He's a model professional. He won't kick up a fuss. He did exactly what he needed to do. And look, today, he's in the club. And I think if he hadn't have done that, he'd be a Newcastle player today.
Yeah.
So are you condoning that behavior then?
I'm not, but we're all hypocrites, as we've said.
I like that.
If we get what we want, we're happy. Maybe
I
not
like
in the right way, but he's a Liverpool player. Can't knock him.
I like that. I love that. We're all hypocrites to an extent. Why do you say Maka has to start? Because we've been discussing it. There's been a bit of discussion around. Gene probably got the same opinion. On the big day, why do you start Maka? Because there is a bit of a feeling, a bit of a notion, as great of a player as he is, when he plays, we do lack a bit of legs, especially against quality sides, the PSGs, the Arsenals. When we have to put more of a shift in, he's probably not that player. Maybe not at Anfield, but away from home. Do you agree?
Look, I get the legs part of the game. Dom, we look at Dom and think legs, machine, work rate, gives everything. He's not McAllister. McAllister has got something about him. He's got that South American flair as a midfielder. Dom cannot do what Mac does in that team. And I agree, he started slow. He's not been great, and I'd still play him. I think he's probably one of our best midfielders. That's why at the start of the season, we was all saying Dom won't play and McAllister, Gravenberch and Wirtz will play. We're all now saying Dom purely because of his performances. So
who is your starting lineup? We're playing PSG tomorrow, Neman. Yeah, regardless of form, regardless of injuries, give me your first starting 11. Because when we did it the other day, it was mad. We came up with 4 different lineups.
Are we going on a 4-3-3? Are we going 4-2-4?
Yes, 4-3-3. 4-3-3.
However you want to play, you play with the system you want to play against.
No. You have to play as how Arnie Slowly played.
Yeah,
4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3.
Okay. Your back 4 by your right back plays itself. Alisson, Van Dijk, Konate, Kirkes. I'm going for Asim's effing right back. I'm doing it. Grav, Mac, Wirtz, Gakpo, Isak, Salah. That's the team.
His team was exactly the same as mine.
The team for me. right now anyway.
That's the team I picked.
No, didn't you have Ekatike?
Frimpong will have a good
We're in the
season. I
Champions League
feel like
final.
he'll make his way into that team.
Okay. Is that your team, Gene?
That's one for me. If there was a Champions League final, they're all fit and fighting, ready to go.
Yeah, that would be my team as well. Did you have Gakpo on the left?
Gakpo on the left,
yeah. Yeah.
But that could be Ekatike if he can play there. I know you was talking about it yesterday. It's a different position, but look, good players can play anywhere, in my opinion. And if he's good enough, and to be fair, a lot of the times, I know you was discussing it yesterday on your tactical show as well, that he goes into them areas. But if he can adapt to starting them areas and affect the game, why not Ekatike? Because he has started well, but I do really see him as a 9.
Yeah, I agree. Shall we bring Fahim in?
Yeah.
Fahim, what's happening, bro? Are you on your
All good.
laptop or are you on your phone?
I'm on my laptop.
Nice. Where are you calling from, Fahim, if you don't mind me asking?
Tanzania.
Wow.
What time is it there?
It's 12:30 a.m.
That's not too.
That's not too
An hour and a half.
I was going to give you huge credit for tuning in at 4 o'clock in the morning, but I'll calm down. The floor's yours, Fahim. I think it's a first-time call, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice. Good stuff. How long you been following BNR, if you don't mind me asking?
This summer window, the transfer window started, and I found you guys' channel.
Good stuff. Was it my Transfer Daily shows?
No, it's mine.
Everything.
I'm only teasing.
I've been loving your channel this whole window. It's been amazing.
Thank you so much, Fahim. What do you want to talk about? It's your show. It's your agenda.
Nah, it's your guys' show. I'm here as a guest, so yeah, let's.
What we're talking about the transfer window for him. What do you make of it? Neman's giving it a 10. Gene's giving it an 11. I'm the voice of reason here, as you can see. But what do you think of Liverpool's business this summer?
I think it's a 9 out of 10. If we would have got Marc Guehi, it would have been a 10 for me all day. But the Guehi thing, it let me down because I always was asking for a centre back. So I think I'll give it a 9.
Yeah, you can't really argue with that. Do you think we go for Marc Guehi again in January? Because at the moment, the messages and the noise coming out from the club is that we're just going to come back in the summer. Do you think Liverpool are just playing a few games here, saying we might come, but all this noise is bringing the transfer value down? Because we know you couldn't really, you needed the money. Needed the 35 million. And if it wasn't for Glasner kicking up a last-minute fuss and threatening to walk out of the club, Marc Guehi would be in a Liverpool shirt by now. Do you think Liverpool go back in for Marc Guehi in January, or do we take these reports at face value?
I think we're going for him next summer on a free.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Konate is leaving on a free.
But what if Konate is out for 2 months? Then what?
We've got Gene's man, Leone.
We've got Giovanni.
Can he only play 2-3 times a week? Come on, lads.
Yeah, why we?
Yeah, but I don't think we'll go back. We'll go back in January.
You don't think you will go back?
Yeah, because the reports we've seen reports today saying we are waiting for the summer, and reports today saying Konate is close to leaving. So I think if Konate leaves on a free, we get Marc Guehi on a free. So,
but if we had signed Marc Guehi, this summer, Konate was still at the club and he would have stayed for the year. Does it not make sense that if you're challenging on every single front, come January, you give yourself the best possible team, especially when you get to the business end of the season? Because if you're talking Marc Guehi for £15 million in January, and that's going to be another unbelievable defender in your artillery for the closing 5 months when you're going for every trophy, it makes sense. Wouldn't you want to go? Because I believe that I think it's a lot of bullshit. I think we're going to go in for him in January. I'll be honest.
I mean, it would have been a bargain if we get him in January, obviously, yeah, but I don't think so, because Liverpool are one of those clubs where they are very shrewd, and so like today we heard reports that when Man City told Liverpool that we don't sell to rivals in terms of Julian Alvarez, and Liverpool said neither do we. So that's how Liverpool work in transfer. So I don't think they'll come back for him in January, and we'll go for a free.
Naman, what do you think about that? Let's go to that situation. I know it doesn't really matter
Look.
now, but it was an interesting situation. I think, 9 out of 10 times you take that swap, don't you, for Luis Diaz for Julian Alvarez.
I'd take two Luis Diaz's for Alvarez, but now we've got Isak. Let's
Yeah.
be honest. Who's Alvarez? Isak's a lot better player for me. I think he's made for that Liverpool team. I did want to touch on something though. Injuries. Now, last season, with regards to players that normally do get injured, look at Konate, other players that normally spend time out with Slot, and supposedly he's very big on injuries and recovery, and he has specialists to look at people and one-to-one plans with players and keeping them fit, and he kept them fit. Last season, the players that normally would have sat times out, they played. I think we go in for Guehi if we lose Ibu before January. If we don't and he's fit, I think we go for him in the summer. But in the summer, it looks like there's a line of clubs waiting to sign Guehi, so we'll have to wait and see.
I'm not worried about the line of clubs. That might be some stuff coming from Palace for Liverpool to make a move in January. A week later, after those stories break, Liverpool give their side of the stories saying we ain't coming back in January. I think there's a bit of a chess game being played here, where Crystal Palace want to drive up interest, but the player has given his word, and they say he's a really model professional. He is, judging by what his behavior has been over the last 3-4 months. And they go, he's very religious as well. He's got good values, and you can see that. You can see that even from a distance. So I think he's given his word to Liverpool, and it doesn't matter who comes now. I think he will become a Liverpool player, whether it's in January or the summer. I'm predicting. I tweeted a couple of days ago that if I'm not a betting man for obvious reason, but if I was, I take a punt on Marc Guehi becoming a Liverpool player in the new year. So let's see what happens.
Fingers crossed, hopefully.
I think Steve Parish looked like a really bad owner. Like he didn't. The situation wasn't really looking good on him, because if Oliver Glasner told him that he'll resign if Crystal Palace sell Marc Guehi, so why didn't Steve Parish tell Glasner to put the contract, sign a new contract for Crystal Palace? So it's like, what if Glasner leaves? So what about Marc Guehi then?
Look, it was a complete shit show from Palace in regards to all of this. Parish looked like a clown at the end because he didn't get the money that he wanted. Glasner, with only 8 months left on his contract, yes, he had to kick up a fuss and force a player to stay when he wanted out. And Marc Guehi, who wanted the move, was sat at Liverpool's offices, didn't get the move at the end. So it was an actual shit show. If you look at from a Palace perspective, they're not a club that can really allow players to leave on a free. They're a team that genuinely need to bring in the players, sell their players so they can bring them in. And I found it quite baffling, if I'm honest with you, because it was either sign a contract or go. That was the news, the word coming out from Parish, and they didn't. That's not going to happen. He probably, they're going to get nowhere near the amount of money if it is January. If not, he leaves on a free. But I'm not worried one bit in regards to if Marc Guehi will go to any other club bar Liverpool, and I think he will be a Liverpool player, whether it's January or in the summer.
Who would those parties be, Gene, do you think? Real Madrid has been talked about.
Real Madrid love a freebie, don't they, Asim?
Yeah.
If they're getting a Konate on a freebie, they'll probably try for a Guehi on a free. They've got Hoyson. Them three will probably... Guehi's versatility, makes a lot of sense. He can play across the back three, and they're playing the three now, from what I've seen in terms of Alonso.
I've not seen Real Madrid. Are they playing in a...
I think
they played as a three, yeah.
So he is the perfect player for Alonso to bring in. So yeah, I think it makes sense for them to bring both players in. I think they probably want him, but I don't.
Especially with how he's good on the ball, Marc Guehi. And he'd be perfect for Alonso. Is the the center of the three center backs.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Do you think so? Are we all in agreement that Ibu Konate leaves? I know Gene actually. I said he signs. Gene, are you
No.
still?
I
No,
know.
he's-
The morning I changed.
Did you check? Oh, Basariki.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, just- I can't. But you know why, Asim? I just can't. You know, all this talk, I'm a believer type of guy. I want to believe that. Yeah, I'll see.
What changed? Kaya?
I'll tell you what happened.
it was that interview with Mbappe. Well, that little
You
that
know,
little
the
scene.
last yesterday. No, I don't keep changing. I always said, look,
Yes, you do.
I never change. I genuinely, normally, I stick to my guns in what I believe. But I've always believed that Ibu Konate would. You always believed it up until 2 weeks ago. So I don't know why you're making a big deal out of it. Yeah, 2 weeks ago you were saying Ibu Konate is going to stay. Yes,
Boys,
exactly.
Ibu's gone.
You
Let's be honest,
dilly-dallied
he's
as well.
gone.
But now, obviously, with the interviews that are coming out and the word that's coming out, I think when I read Louis Steele's listened to him, and he said these are the same people that said to us this time last year that Trent Alexander-Arnold will be a Real Madrid player, and they're showing the same confidence that Ibu Konate will be a Real Madrid player. It makes sense. And then there's news about 3 contract rejections. If that's the case, first one you can reject. Second one, you think, okay, the last contract is always the third one. You sign it, seal it, and you move on. He didn't sign it, and that literally tells me Chutti, and that's what changed it for me, Asim.
You know what sucks is, I think that he said in an interview that Ibu Konate that he would die on the pitch for LFC. I don't know if that's true or not. I
He
think
did
he
say
said
that.
that.
He did say
He
that. I
did,
think.
and then he's going to leave on a free.
Yeah, but he die on the pitch, meaning whenever he's on the pitch, he'll die. Not die off.
For Liverpool.
He's died a few times on the pitch with his hamstrings and his calves as well. To be fair.
But look, we've just seen Isaac break a 3-year contract at Newcastle. Should we be angry at Konate? That we've
No.
just called ourselves hypocrites here. But if he goes, he's won, many things at Liverpool. He's won it all at Liverpool. Then what's he got left to, play for here? And look, I want him to stay because I still think on his day he's still one of the best defenders in what he provides a Liverpool team. He's still one of the best in the business. But should we be realistic, especially after what's happened this summer, Neman?
Listen, with Trent, it was different. Trent was one of our own. We was believing, he'd never leave. The guy was learning Spanish for 2 years. I don't know if Gene was going to classes with him or not, but that was different. That hurt. He was one of our own. He left us. And I think you spoke about not bringing it up prior to the end of the season, but I feel like I don't know, it's difficult. I think it's hard for him to say whilst playing, whilst he was going for the title, I'm going to leave. But Ibu leaving, I don't think it's the same. I do think he's gone, though. I think Chutti, he's done. I think he was done last year when he rejected that contract. I think he was very close to signing at one point, and then it just went cold for a long time. I think his head's turned.
Really?
He's a Madrid player. So, and with that coming on the horizon, I feel like Guehi's not enough. We need more than Guehi, then, don't we?
Just to interject, Neman, you said his head's in Madrid. So are you saying you still trust him to be a Liverpool player if his head is in Madrid?
Going off his first 2 performances, I know he's a slow starter normally as well, but going off his first 2 performances, I don't know. If Guehi was here now, I'd start Guehi all day. But he's not. We've got no choice. Unless you want to go and play Joey in that position if he's fit. But we're not playing Joe Gomez over Ibu Konate. So it's either Ibu or we wait till January and get Guehi in.
For him, are you playing Konate all season? Are you worried about his state of mind?
I think it's better if he wants to leave. It's better if he leaves in January. I think he's been poor since the PSG Anfield game. I think he's been poor since then until now. He was a bit better in the Arsenal game, but if he wants to leave, better leave in January than go on a free.
I think what was big last week, I'm not sure which journalist it was who said, we don't beg players to stay at Liverpool. That was telling me he's told the club.
Paul Joyce
it was, yeah. So after that line I seen, I thought, that's it. Chutti, Ibu's gone.
But to be honest with you, he's not exactly, Ibu Konate isn't exactly. Look, Trent was a generational talent. So losing a generational talent hurts, especially when he's one of your own. But in regards to Konate, he's not a generational talent. He's not exactly the first name on the team sheet. He's not. It's not like he's not replaceable. There are players that we can replace him with. Although he's an unbelievable defender, has been unbelievably well when he's played for us. I have no issue with him. My only issue, and this isn't just with Konate, it's with every player that goes on a free from Liverpool. It pisses me off. I really don't like it. And you can say to me, yeah, that happens in football. I get it, but it still pisses me off. We should have been a bit clever. We weren't. We've allowed him to go on a free, and this is probably going to be the last player that leaves on a free from a Liverpool perspective. I don't think any player is going to leave on a free after Ibu Konate.
So do you say now that if a player's in their last year of their contract, Liverpool sell if they don't sign? Is that what you're telling me?
I think that's too late.
That's too late. 2 years left on their contract.
We've got
So like what we did with Diaz.
I think McAllister's contract's about to be ending, yeah?
McAllister's got after this season, he's got 2 years left. There is a question mark. Well, the question is going to be, there's a contract, sign it. If not, if you really want to go to the likes of Real Madrid, chutti maar. Because when there's 2 years left on a contract, no player, either you sign it and you stay or you leave. You can't say to yourself, okay, it's only 8 months. I'll wing my way out of this for 8 months playing for Liverpool and then I'll get my free transfer. You can't do that for 2 years. I don't think that happens. So you either sign up or F off.
Go on, man.
I was going to ask, so McAllister, 2 years left on his contract. He's not signing a contract. How much would you take for him?
Ooh.
Sorry?
How much money would you ask for McAllister, 2 years left, not signing a contract? What you demanding off Real Madrid in fee? 80 million?
70
million pounds you sell Alexis McAllister for?
Next summer, he'll be 27 years of age, Gene.
He'll be 27.
Yeah, he'll
be 27.
90 to 100 million pounds.
No.
There's no way they'll pay that. There's no way.
Real Madrid, the free transfer merchants, are paying you £900.
I think 75 million pounds is a good fee.
We paid 30 for him, boys. So let's be honest. Yeah, we got him cheap, but
people are saying 120 million. Pulijao, he's not Bulli Isak.
No, you all get 120. You all get 120, especially when he's 27. Pulijao, that's not happening.
Yeah, I think 75 million is a good price.
90 million, man.
80 million, Cholo. I
think top end 90. I think lower end probably you're right.
Right. All I need to tell you, boys, if you're ever doing any deals that you need to get signed off, leave Asim at home. Gene, you do all the
what would you expect? What would you accept?
I said 80 million. I think 80 million. I really like McAllister. Honestly, I think McAllister, when he's on in form,
when he's on it, nobody's. And there's
the only reason why I say 75. I'll accept 80. It's not far off, lads. But he'll be 27. He'll be 27 years of age, and there's no resale value for the buying club, and maybe that's why they push for it. And this is a club that loves a free transfer.
Oh, Madrid ka karsi?
I don't know. Look, there's a few people in the chat saying he's a 100 million pound player.
I think he said he wants to play in La Liga. He did say so.
Yeah. Right now, he's a 100 million pound player.
This summer, yeah, I agree. Yeah. But next summer, 2 years left, he's gonna depreciate.
It makes a difference, man. So okay, does he sign or go? Question to you with all three.
I think he signs.
I think he signs as well.
I
But you know
can't
what?
say he doesn't after the boys have said he signs. So he's
No, that's unfair, man. I'm on your opinion, not really theirs. Forget them.
No, I told you I'm a big Maka fan, but I do believe, I don't know who it was. There was a lot of rumors about him in Madrid. I don't know whether it was his family members talking about it. So he's got that little bit of Diaz where Diaz was flirting with Barca for 2 years. His dad kept coming out before he got kidnapped about, oh, he's a Barcelona player and he'd love to play for them. So
But he's ended up at
South
Bayern.
Americans love Madrid and Barca. We've known that. We lost one of our greatest evers in Luis Suarez. So I think he will sign because Madrid are packed in midfield. Where's he playing there?
Yeah, man, Tchouaméni, they have got quite.
And
Let's
younger
see.
players as well.
I, I hope he will. I think he will. I think we will.
Now, if we are so worried right now, imagine in 3 years' time, we've signed 4 players right now: Frimpong, Kerkez, Wirtz, and Leone. I think they're on 5-year contracts up until 2030. So imagine how 3 years down the line it's going to be a problem signing all them up on a new contract, so they don't live on a free.
Look, them, Kirkes, left backs, if I'm honest with you, players like that, generally, you can get them to sign. I think it's your talisman, the main, in the players in the main position, where you sort of struggle to get them signed up. Because albeit Kirkes is a really, really good left back we've seen, there are other left backs out there. There are players out there which you can, with the right back situation, there are some decent right backs now. Maybe a year ago there weren't any right backs, but then Frimpong and a few others came along. So I think it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, because Kirkes, do I see Kirkes going to Real Madrid? With respect, probably not. Do I see a Frimpong going to Real Madrid? Probably not.
What about Florian?
They're out there, unless you're generational like a Trent or like, the players that we mentioned, Suarez's and the Alonsos, they're the players that have the ability to move on to Real Madrid will come in for them. Whereas I don't think the players like Frimpong and Kirkes will.
What about, right, boys, I did want to ask as well and touch upon Wirtz's start to his Liverpool career. Now, I'm not one bit talking about Wirtz being a flop, not good enough. But I feel like the games he's played were very difficult games for Florian Wirtz. Let's start with Bournemouth, high pressing team, don't give you a sniff. Then we're playing Newcastle, probably one of the best midfields in the league, away with everything surrounding the game. Isak on strike. Then you've got Arsenal, who are solid, 4 centre backs, 3 CDMs, a Jose Mourinho regen team that he's built there. So the games he's played have been difficult for a number 10 to influence them kind of games. But are any of you worried about his start? Do you feel like he's just too good of a player to not be what we all hope he's going to be for us?
Boys?
I'm not worried about Florian at all. I think he played well in the Community Shield. I think a lot of people forget about the Community Shield game, but he played really well. In the Bournemouth game, maybe first game, you can say whatever about that. He was not really bad. And then the Newcastle game, what I liked is he didn't allow the Newcastle midfield to bully him. You can see him gave a lot of fouls. He was elbowing people, being physical. So I like that part of him as well. In the Arsenal game, the second half was really good. So I think he gets a goal against Burnley.
Here's a good question, though. Didn't we sign him for those games?
We did.
We did, but not for his first game in the season. So maybe later down in the season, if he's putting them kind of performances, I think we're having a different conversation. 3 games into the season, not only is he new, we've got 4 or 5 brand new starters in that team. It looked unbalanced. Let's be honest. When we was looking at the games, it was a little bit all over the place. I think
When will you be worried, though?
Christmas time, if he's not banging Asim, I'm worried. If he's not got 5-6 goal contributions by then, I think I'd start worrying. He needs to get 10 goals, 10 double assist, double goals, in my opinion,
Wow.
this season. And it's not pressure, it's his quality. He's getting the games. I feel like Slot's going to keep playing him. We always talk about output. We was harsh on Diaz for many years, talking about he's brilliant on the eye. The eye test is brilliant, but his output shit. Now, look, we bought Florian Wirtz, brilliant on the eye. We need output. We're paying 120 million. The guy's got a bang.
And Florian Wirtz will bang. Florian Wirtz,
You-
do he get money? And within 2-3 games, he'll prove to the world how good he is. Only money, Jonah. 2-3
Yeah,
games.
money. Gene money, yeah.
3 games, we'll be all singing praises of Florian Wirtz. He just needs a goal. He's already kick-started. I'm telling you, the Arsenal game, second half, was his
Second half feels better.
second half is his kickstart. Now, jump-started the kid. We're ready to roll now. He will turn up in the next few games. I'm very confident. I have no issues with Florian
I
Wirtz.
don't think there's any way he flops unless injuries. But I don't think there's any other way he flops for Liverpool. I've been watching him since Alonso started coaching Liverpool, and since then, and I always wanted this guy to come to Liverpool. He's amazing. There is no way he flops. Trust me, guys. There's no way he flops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Florian Wirtz at the weekend, Fahim, he starts. Who else do you think starts at the weekend? Any surprises for you?
I don't think there's gonna. Maybe Soboslai stays at right back. I think.
Who plays in midfield then?
He'll stay.
Do you start Jones or do you start McAllister?
I want McAllister to start, but I think Arne Slot's gonna start Jones because McAllister just he didn't have the best season. He wasn't fit and just played yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Played yesterday. So
Did-
if he
yeah.
comes back,
Who played yesterday? McAllister.
McAllister, yeah.
Their
I
manager
don't
did
think it's
say
gonna
he's
be
not
fit.
fit as well.
I've got a funny feeling Joe Gomez is going to start on Sunday.
What, from Ibu
Centre back.
or right back?
Centre back. And I think Colin Bradley's going to start at right back.
Sobo in midfield with Gravenberg.
Are you dropping
I think Sobo's going to be on the bench, but start at right back against Atletico Madrid.
Fair point.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Gene, anyway,
Sneaky feeling.
so I want to ask you as well, who told you about the Champions League draw? Because the night before the draw come out, every team you asked for, away Galatasaray, Marseille away,
Real Madrid home.
Real Madrid home, the Rats back. Did you know what them games were going
Did I tell you that?
That's
There's a
really
guess.
like,
How am I supposed to know what the hell?
you
It was
have
just
got an inside guy on there. How could you get everything right?
Yeah, I was like, Lord, honestly, just a normal guess, man. I just wanted, there were the two, for me, the away games, Marseille, Galatasaray is obviously special anyway, right? But them two you wanted away, and I just want Real Madrid because of that. I was just wanting them out, and I wanted it at Anfield. No, I didn't want it at their place.
It won't hit as hard at the Bernabeu because we can't give him that much shit. But at Anfield, I don't think he plays.
He won't play. He won't play.
There's going to be too much noise around him if he plays. So I think they'll play. Is it Carvajal that's playing?
Forget about Trent. Does Ibu play against Real Madrid?
If he's fit, he has to play. Asim, in my opinion, he's
Yeah,
our second best centre back after Verge. He has to play.
You can imagine the noise around him going to Real Madrid around the game.
But do you remember that one when he played Madrid and he absolutely bullied Vinny in that the right half space? He didn't give him an inch.
The final, yeah.
Yeah. I know we lost, so it's irrelevant. But
you're right. Ibu was brilliant that day. You're right.
Ibu was brilliant that night. So Ibu, I know Gene saying he's not generational, but which centre backs are in today's game? Name your generational centre backs: Saliba, Van Dijk. You've got the Inter kid, Bastoni.
I don't think Saliba is a generational centre back right now. He's got the ceiling, I believe, But I don't think he's a generational right back, a centre back right now. But you seem to disagree.
No, I did really like Saliba a few years ago. I think last year he
I
did have
do,
the
I
best
do.
of years. I think Gabriel, to be fair, was a better overall defender purely because of his goal threat, and he played well last year. I used to argue with my Arsenal mates about Matip being better than Gabriel, and that's come back and kind of bit me in. But I think Saliba is very, very good. He's up there.
I
He's
think I
actually top 5 defenders in the world.
yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. But I still don't think he's generational.
Yeah, who is? Name me a generational centre back, Asim.
No, I agree with you. Van
There's
Dijk,
not many.
generational. And that's it. I can't think of anyone else being generational.
So
I think
that's
it's only Van Dijk and Bastoni. That's it.
so then you've
Is
got the level
Bastoni is
below.
Bastoni generational?
Yeah, yeah. He is.
Really?
He is.
You know what I want to see Bastoni in the back four. I want to call a defender generational when they play in the back four. With all due respect, as good as he is, I think he's got really good traits. But I want to see him in the back four. Let's see how good he is.
So Asim, I'll ask you. After the generationals, we've said Van Dijk definitely is. Maybe Bastoni. I think Gene's a big fan of Bastoni, so he might agree as well. But other than that, the level below them, Konate is at the top of that table with the next best players, centre backs in world football. I don't see many that are so dominant in football matches. He's not the Van Dijk dominant or the aura or not putting a slide tackle in. He's more in your face, gets around the pitch. But let's be honest, when Ibu's on song, not many players can get past him, and he's a monster.
Look,
let's go through a few. Sorry,
do the super. Sorry.
Okay. Jack Tipple is in the house. Thank you so much, Jack. Always supporting the channel. He says Gomez would have gone if we got Guehi, so still for centre backs. Interesting. I think Crystal Palace were interested, but I think they probably, if what Jack is saying is they would have got Guehi off the line, and they maybe wanted to do some business, whether it was Crystal Palace or somebody else. But I genuinely believe it was weird. I think when Jurgen Klopp was in his last year, he saw Joe Gomez as a fullback. He thought his days of partnering, whether it's Van Dijk or anybody else, were gone. I think Slot, obviously Joe Gomez will always have his injury issues, but I think Slot probably thinks Joe Gomez is more of a centre-back rather than a fullback. But I think the problem is Joe Gomez, he very, very rarely lets you down when he plays. But the problem is when he's out for a couple of months. That's the only issue. No Liverpool fan talks about Joe Gomez and the lack of talent. And the problem, the beauty about Joe Gomez is he's someone like Marc Guehi. He can play in any position. He can do a job. Whether it's centre back, whether it's left back, whether it's right back, he'll play differently to someone like Conor Bradley and Jeremy Frimpong and even Dom. But he never lets you down, and he's got good technical level. He can come into midfield. He can go. He can't take a man on, but that's what he does. He never lets you down, and he's a good defender. Whether it's mopping up in wide spaces and big spaces, and his 1v1 quality is very, very good. But the problem with him is injuries, and we've seen it too many times now. So there is a question mark against him, but let's just hope he can do a bit of a utility role and stay fit as much as possible. Jack again with the super chat. Your Dom right back off recent game bias could be Frimpong / Bradley. I think what he means is we're all talking about Dominic Szoboszlai playing right back. It's just off recent games. Jack, with all fairness, look, I understand what you're saying is, but I've been talking about Dominic Szoboszlai at right back for many, many months, even last season, because I look at the player and what he can provide in that position. And he can provide a Trent role. Obviously, his passing is not as good as Trent, but I genuinely believe, yes, we've had issues, but in pre-season, he played some, training games at right back, because I think Slot realizes what he has lost with Trent. And I said, Trent playing at right back, Ibu Konate will feel his loss more than anyone, and the responsibility, the on the ball responsibility, has just increased. And I thought if Ibu Konate stays, I think you can probably see more, especially on the big day, Soboslai playing right back, because he gives us both. He gives us what Frimpong and Bradley gives, because he's got legs. He's got more legs than Bradley and Frimpong in terms of stamina. And we've seen, him getting really low and body positions in defensive situations, in transitions as well. Martinelli, Harvey Barnes, these guys generally go after their right back. They might not be great output merchants, but one thing Harvey Barnes and Martinelli do is always have a goal. There were many, many times that they just didn't bother, where they thought this lad has just got my number for today. So it's very, very promising. Yes, it's off games, a small sample size. But when you look at the player's traits and the profile of player, he's got everything to be, and his positioning. That's what really you could tell him. I mentioned it on the Sunday show straight after the game, that when you saw him and being up the back post and heading it up for a corner and tucking in when he needs to tuck in and going into midfield and going on the overlap when he needs to, that intelligence, you could tell, or you thought after judging that performance, that this lad has been playing a right back for many, many years. So I see what you're saying, but I think he won't let you down, is because those natural traits are natural to him. Jack, thank you so much for the super chat. He's back again with his hat trick. He says Isaac, Frimpong, Leone, Kirkes, Wirtz, Ekatike, 10 out of 10 window. Rio, we didn't have last season. Jota and Nunes weren't good. It's enough for us to win the Premier League and the Champions League. Jack, I love that super chat. I love the positivity. And thank you so much. Bloody hell. I think he wants to beat Haaland. How many did Haaland score? About 6, did he?
5.
5. Bloody hell. Jack, that's not to promote you sending in a 5th super chat, but thank you so much, mate. I think Jones and Gravenberg will start Sunday. So yeah, I think all of you were saying that McAllister is going to be on the bench on Sunday. Is it just because that he's just been on a long flight for him?
Yeah, we saw that last season too. Whenever he came back from international break, McAllister, I don't think he started the next game. So if I'm going off of that, so I don't think he'll start. And the manager also said, Scaloni, that he's not 100% fit. So I don't think he'll start.
Okay. Am I being too? Is it crazy for me to have a sneaky feeling that Joe Gomez might start? And I think KK mentioned in the chat, Neman, that no way in the 4th game of the season that we're making those sort of changes, even though it's after the international break. Is it crazy to think that?
I don't see Joe Gomez playing. I'll be honest with you. Not Gomez. I see Bradley maybe, or Frimpong right back. I even see maybe trialing Ekatike, but I don't see actually. No, Gakpo has to start there. Only you can't drop unless Ebo's got a knock. But he played both games for France, and I'm sure he played 90 minutes as well. So he's fit. If Ibu's fit, he has to play. Joe Gomez is as good as he is when he plays. He's just that level below Ibu, in my opinion. Okay.
Gene, no chance for Gomez.
Look, I there's a chance he can start, if I'm honest with you, and I think one of the reasons why is because, let's face it, the amount of games coming up, especially over the next 2.5 weeks, it's a game every 3 days. I know there's a game in the Carabao.
We've got 3 games in 6 days, Gene.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying, and it's not, and they difficult games. You've got Everton difficult and Atletico Madrid, albeit them both are 2 home games. There will be, there will be. Sorry, it will be rotating.
Not a cough or a sneeze. A bit of a hybrid version.
There will be rotation in the squad because they were going to need it, and I think Slot shown that the last season he doesn't mind at times rotating with the players he trusts. He doesn't trust many last season, but this year with most of the team, I think the players that he has at his disposal, you will see a lot more changes in terms of rotation, and I think he will start over the next few days. So yes, if it is that he's going to go with Curtis Jones, not Curtis Jones, Joe Gomez, then fair play. I've got no issue with it. And look, Gomez isn't one thing with Joe Gomez. is when he comes back, and people have mentioned it many times, when he comes back and he's fit, he's brilliant. He doesn't let you down.
Yeah.
He's one of the defenders that won't let you down. He's played left back, right back, centre back, even in a six a couple of years ago. So he's a versatile player who's a good versatile player. And if it means him coming and playing in that position, I have no issues with him playing against Burnley.
I don't think I've ever seen Joe Gomez have a bad game. Probably have, but I can't remember.
That Napoli game sticks out to me, bro.
Napoli game.
Yeah,
Napoli game, I'll never forget.
Napoli game.
I felt sorry for the lad.
yeah,
Getting
Napoli.
battered.
At Anfield.
No, away.
Oh, over there.
That's one of the worst performances I've seen from a Liverpool player.
And the Brighton FA Cup game.
Yeah, that was bad. That game.
Oh, bloody hell! I was there for that. That was
and
a
Welbeck
nightmare.
knocked
The
over
memes
dead.
were crazy. The
Yeah.
dance meme, the Ice Spice memes.
Yeah, I couldn't believe what I was watching that day. Oh, Jack is back. I told you, it's Haaland. I'm a good salesman. I'm only joking. Jack, evening lads, you see my message earlier. Oh, yes, I started. This is the one. Evening lads, apologies if it's incorrect, but am I right in saying you live in Bradford? I'm not far from you. I live in Pudsey. Maybe a 5 or 6-a-side game could be on the cards. 100%.
Jack, you know what, Jack? You can be the judge because this guy up on my right, thinks he's better than me still, but he's not. He's crap, You can be the judge and you can give everybody your take on who plays well in that football game. So I'm willing to play that football game as long as Asim is
okay.
And
That's
you
nice.
outside the game, Jack. I will be there, and then you can give everybody in the chat. You can give your own interpretation as to who's a good footballer, who is it.
You know what? This is like that boxer who wants the big payday. He's calling me out. You know what? I'll do my talking on the pitch. Yeah. Okay. Jack, let's get it sorted. We'll bring a 5. You know what? We'll mix it up, or we'll play your mates as well.
Get a BNR Ultra game on.
We should do.
I want to see some.
You know what? Actually, it might be a good idea. Get 10 players. Yeah, we should have done it with the bloody international.
Naeem, I'm telling you now, I'm not boasting. I can play in any position.
Am
Am I chatting shit?
Yeah, listen, he's a good
Joking aside.
20 years ago, he was a decent centre back. Yeah. He can never play striker. That's not him.
Oh, come on, man.
Midfield, he could probably play that role. I'm not gonna lie. We can't play up front.
Gene, how tall is Asim as a centre back?
Eh?
How tall is Asim for a
No, he's
centre-back?
not. To be fair, he's a. How can I describe him? Like, to be fair, he's a good. I'm an honest guy. He's a good centre back. Not the tallest, but he's a very good centre back. He's a ball playing centre back. He's got a decent thing on him as well. Look, I'm honest.
And what's your position, Gene?
I'm not playing anywhere.
Joey Barton. I don't like mentioning that rat on stream, but that's how. If you want to, imagine how team plays. Just think how Joey he fuck off everyone on the pitch. He fought with everyone, got sent off every week. That's what Gene was. No. Gene was a good player.
The two settings.
Yeah, we know what. He was a good player. Jack is in the building. Let's get it sorted. I'll get a 5 of my lads. Well, Jack, the condition is those lads, they better be good.
And they better be 40 plus. They can't be putting 19-year-olds turning up here to play against us.
Yeah. Goals in Kirkstall. Yeah. Isn't there like a goals on Queen's Road on the way to...
Yeah, there is. I'm sure there is in Bradford goals. There's a goals there.
Yeah. Oh, look who's back. Abby's back.
Who?
Let's put that up. Gene is another talker.
This guy Abid, he's for 6 weeks. I've been playing a game of football with him, right? The guy hasn't scored 1 goal. And he was
Abid a Liverpool fan, boys?
Yeah, he's a ref. Yeah, he's a Liverpool fan. He goes to the games with us. And he hasn't scored a goal in 6 weeks. So Abid, I've got you in my pocket, but this haram me fouled me the other week, bro. I was in. That's when my shoulder was gone. I had to go into hospital.
Hospital, yeah?
Kasme, he sent me bloody hospital. The haram, he slipped, 2-footed.
Is he coming from Bolton to play with you lot?
I play Bolton, innit? Because I'm in Manchester now. So I play in Bolton.
Where in Bolton do you play?
The arena. Yeah.
Okay.
What is it? Like a 4G pitch?
Yeah, 7-a-side.
I think they've got a few pitches outdoors, haven't they, there?
said the 7-a-side one's a decent one. Anyway, Asim, I need to chip.
Okay, TK, thank you so much. Fahim, Naman, thank you so
Thank-
much for keeping us company, bro.
It's brilliant, man.
I
Good to you, man.
sure noticed as well, and it was a brilliant chat as well.
Yeah. Thanks for
and,
having us as well. Nice meeting you as well, my brother. And Gene, I'm still waiting for your message. You said you're going to message me about them tickets, so I'm waiting on the message, yeah? You're in
Hopefully.
Bolton as well. You're not far from me, so I can turn up at Horwich as well, catch you there one time.
I won't tell you what time I play.
Take care, boys. It's
Take
been
care.
nice.
Man, Fahim, thank you so much, guys. We'll let's just say bye to everyone. We don't need to stick around. We're back tomorrow. Is the Chip and Sheen show on tomorrow, Sheen? Or is it 50-50?
50-50 because he's an idiot.
There we are.
Boys, are we not giving a prediction for the game on Sunday before we leave?
Yes,
yeah.
we can do.
Yes.
I'm going 4-0.
3-0 Liverpool.
I'm going 2-0.
I'm going 4-0 as well with Asim. I think we're getting a few goals on the weekend. We need to get the season up and running properly, performance-wise. I know we've had the 9 points, but we need that performance now.
We need that performance. Okay, people. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care and good night. Bye now.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.